When you come to Boeing and our service reps, they know the aircraft. They don't have to call anybody else to get that information because they already know it.
I'm Teresa Hitchens with Breaking Defense. We're here this afternoon with Dr. Will Roper, who is the Air Force's acquisition czar. And Dr. Roper, thank you for being with me.
I'm very happy to be here, Teresa. AFAs are awesome. It's a chance to catch up with everyone. It's amazing how much you can get done in just 3 days, so happy to speak with you today.
Well, I know your schedule's been very busy. So we'll get started. I was interested if you could tell us a little bit more about the Cloud One project. I got very confused because there's a company called Cloud One, and I wanted to make sure our readers don't make the same mistake. So if you could tell us a little bit more about that, I'd appreciate that.
Sure. No, I'll give you a little history. Really getting good at software is one of the things that's critically important to me. And we've been starting software initiatives like Kessel Run, Kobayashi Maru, Bespin, Level Up. These are places where airmen are writing code or airmen working with industry, and they all look like a startup software company. But these startup companies inside the Air Force filled with airmen have grown into big organizations. So Kessel Run is over 800 people now, writing wicked fast code that goes from idea to the battlefield in weeks. So what we're doing now that we've realized that we can write good code, we're trying to think about how to do it securely at scale. And so if we want to go the same direction that commercial industry has gone, we've got to get our software development factories inside a cloud. We recently awarded our Cloud One contract, so it's our Air Force cloud, and we want to move our development environments inside of it, along with key programs like F-16, F-22, B-21, GBSD, because we need to write a lot of code for them, but we want to do it securely at multiple classification levels. So it's really awesome. As we move into Cloud One, we're going to abstract the infrastructure and platform away from the app development, so that if you're a really good coder on apps, you don't have to know about the platform or infrastructure. That comes to you courtesy of Cloud One, already accredited, already approved, so that we can write code across the Air Force. But what's really awesome about it is that once we're coding in the cloud and our data's there, we set ourselves up to use data analytics and eventually machine learning and AI. So we've been jazzed up about AI for a long time in the department, and we don't really have any. And the reason why is we haven't paved the foundation of being a good software company first, so that we can earn our way to the cutting edge application that machine learning has now become.
And can you tell us who you gave the award to?
So our award was to SAIC to be the broker of cloud, and we're reaching out to commercial cloud providers like AWS and Azure, Microsoft Azure.
So SAIC will manage the program, and then they will subcontract via these commercial providers?
They will provide cloud services to the Air Force, so we're going to need an interlocutor between us and commercial industry. But our goal is to have the same commercial cloud that industry has. And SAIC has made some great movements to help us make this shift. We spoke with them today. I took the acting secretary there. They're fully committed to help us get into the cloud quickly. And when I say quickly, not years, we aspire to be there within 60 to 90 days.
From now?
From now.
What's the size of that contract?
I'll have to get back to you on that, Teresa.
Okay.
I can't remember offhand.
That's okay. That's really fast.
Really fast, but in the world of software, it's not. So we have got to aspire to be increasingly fast in software. So one of the reasons I announced the Digital Bullet Challenge that the B-21 program is taking is to really set a bar of how fast we need to be. So it's a series of challenges that will occur over time where they're going to see how quickly they can accelerate the updating of software that will eventually go on the bomber. And so the ultimate objective is to get to where software on the bomber is better when it lands than when it took off. So that sounds like science fiction, especially for government, but we can do it, we can get there. But we can't do it if we don't start treating security as a high imperative. So these cloud-based development environments and technologies like Kubernetes bring in security options that are going to help us write code at multiple levels of classification very quickly. So we're going to keep our foot down on becoming a digital service. And one of the great things, it's not just me driving it, I'm the acquisition exec. It's great that that is a top priority for our Chief of Staff, General Goldfein, as well as for Secretary Donovan.
Can you explain that word you just said, Kubernetes?
Yeah, Kubernetes is a new technology that really create software stacks where the interdependencies in the code are in the stack. And what it will do in practice is allow us to abstract the applications from the infrastructure and platform. So an analogy you might think of is we have a CIO in the Air Force that helps do IT technology for us. Because if you're a program, we want you to use IT, not be an expert in it. So you get a phone and a computer on day one. What we want in future, as we become a software company, is we want, if you are a software program, if you're an app developing program, a microservice developing program, that you can write code on day one without being an expert in cloud and platform and all the security procedures that have to be in place. So we're abstracting that away from the apps. So it's a good analogy for anyone that has a smartphone. You can be a company that specializes in app without specializing in phone.
Right, in phone. Okay. Great. Okay, I wanted to ask a little bit about the Advanced Battle Management System. And you mentioned the upcoming demonstration in like 4 months with what's the name of the drone? Skyborg, with a Skyborg drone. Well, yeah, but it sounds kind of dangerous. Could you just talk about how that's going to prove out some of the concepts that are related to ABM?
Sure. No, advanced battle management's going to be a wicked hard problem because we actually want to create something that feels like the Internet of Things in the Air Force. And we no kidding are going to do it this time because we've decided not to recap JSTARS. We've got to figure out a way to build families of systems that work together as seamlessly as IoT systems, Internet of Things systems do. This isn't going to deliver all at once. We want to start demonstrating it and deploying it in increments as quickly as possible. And in 4 months, we're going to do our first demo. And what we're going to use is a Skyborg attritable drone. This is a cheap attritable aircraft to link an F-22 and an F-35 that speak 2 different languages, IFIDL and MATL. We want to use the attritable drone to be the universal translator for both, or if you like Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, the Babel fish to talk to both. And we're even going to push the connection down to a tablet on the ground to simulate a soldier being there. But we're actually doing more than just doing it inside the Air Force. We have invited industry to come with anything that they're working on, that they're envisioning to be part of ABMS. They can come be part of the Connect-a-thon as well. And so we plan to do Connect-a-thons every 4 months. Start treating networking, software-defined networks, software-defined radios seriously. Cloud and infrastructure, we just talked about Cloud One being important. We've got to get that in the operational Air Force. If we do that and we keep ABMS focused on the connective tissue between programs, not the end states, the platforms themselves, we might actually become an Internet of Things Air Force that gets all of that adaptability and creativity. And you'll see, as we're able to talk more publicly about our 21 budget, it's a top priority for us.
Great. All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Roper. We appreciate the time that you spend with us and with our readers. Thank you.
You're welcome.